Hi everyone, you're looking at my home computer system, which is a laptop connected to an LG 43-inch television. Today I'm going to repurpose a smartphone and make that into my new home computer system. Stay tuned. What I'm going to do today is take this 2015 Moto X Pure Edition and repurpose it to be my new Android-based home computer. This is possible for me because in taking a look at everything I do on my laptop, I realized that the only thing I use the actual computer itself for is to watch DVDs. For my level of content consumption, the price of a DVD subscription is still unbeatable. I stream infrequently, and it's only if there's a must-see movie, which is rare. Also, if you remember from one of my previous videos, I used to do video editing on the same laptop. You can see the mobile option that replaced that at the link in the description. Moving on to how I plan to do this. This will be a fairly straightforward process. I want to make this repurpose project as simple as possible to make it easier for more viewers to try. To do this, I'll use a minimal number of devices. Basically, along with the phone, I'll have a television, a combo keyboard trackpad, and the video streaming device. Also, everything will be wireless. No HDMI or MHL cables. I want a clean look to this system. Of course, there are some limitations that can crop up by going completely wireless. The big one is getting the screen of the phone to display on the computer. The Miracast technology started to appear in Android devices about 5 or 6 years ago, so by now you would think any Android device should support it, but we'll see. I'm going to show you 3 products that support streaming the Android display to a television wirelessly. These are the Microsoft Display Adapter 2, the Anycast M100, and the last one is my LG TV's built-in streaming capability called Screen Share. I'll see how these 3 options work, and I'll choose the one I think works best for my situation. Let's get started on this repurpose. Okay, to give you some quick details on the phone I'll be using today, it's a 2015 Moto X Pure Edition, and I got it as a hand-me-down. The phone had a dead battery, so I replaced it myself, but I still found that even after being fully charged and then just letting it even sit, it would still drain the battery in 2 hours. So I did some research and found that that particular phone had trouble with Android Nougat, and one of the system files that loads seems to be draining the battery. I can't figure out which file it is yet, but I know that because when I put the phone in safe mode, which tends to not load up system files, it all of a sudden starts working, and it'll stay fully powered for the entire day and maybe part of the next day. But yeah, once you take it out of safe mode and start it up, it drains the battery in 2 hours again. So I'll probably try and fix that sometime in the future, but that's the phone we'll be using today. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is the keyboard that I'm going to use. It's a Logitech K400 Plus. It's a combo keyboard that is like a compact keyboard that also has a trackpad on it, and it's kind of meant to be like a media center type keyboard where you don't have to have a separate mouse, and you just, if you want to sit back on the couch and keep the keyboard with you, you can, and kind of just keep it on your lap while you use the keyboard and trackpad. So the keyboard is a Logitech K400 Plus. I was able to get the keyboard working with the phone, and it was just a matter of getting the Logitech dongle connected to the phone's USB port through a OTG cable. And if you look here over the Google name, you'll see the mouse pointer moving around, and it even works with the notification bar menu. You just click once and the menu will drop down. And to get the second level of menu to drop down, you drag and swipe, similar to what you do with your finger, dragging and swiping downwards. And another thing I saw that was interesting on this keyboard was, you see the F1, F2, and F3 key symbols? Those are Android symbols for back out, home, and app switcher, which is kind of nice to see that it was designed into this keyboard. So that's a nice feature also. So we have the keyboard working, and now it's just a matter of moving on to getting the phone connected to the television. The Microsoft Display Adapter 2 is the first of the streaming devices I will be testing. And right there you see the Microsoft logo. So let's see if we can get our phone to stream to our television. Okay, I've got the Microsoft Display Adapter booted up, and it's displaying on the phone's screen as a selection option. So let's choose that one and see if we can get the phone screen to display on the television screen. Okay, it's trying to connect right now. And there we go. The phone screen right there is the same screen on the television. So our Microsoft Display Adapter works. Moving on. So now we're going to attempt to connect our phone to the LG TV, since it's already recognizing the TV and showing up on our cast screen on the phone. All we need to do is switch the LG TV out of HDMI input and into the screen share input using the LG TV's remote control. So let's bring up the menu and switch it to screen share and wait for it to recognize or bring up that input screen, and then go back to our phone and select LG and see what happens. And this is just a prompt saying from the LG TV saying that the phone is trying to access the TV to share, and you just say yes. And I'm not sure if anything's going to happen. Oh, shoot. Okay, unable to connect. Try again. Okay, we're going to try this one last time. We'll select LG and see what happens. We say yes that we do want to share the TV with the phone. And let's see if we get an error message or... Wow, I don't think we're even going to get an error message. It would have popped up by now. But it also doesn't look like it's going to connect. Yeah, I don't think it's going to connect. This is like my fifth time already trying to get a connection. Um, well, the LG TV is a fail, but keep in mind that's only for the Moto X phone. It may work with other phones, but it's hard to say which ones. Okay, I have the AnyCast set up, and it's really simple setup. It goes into any of the HDMI ports, and you just need USB for power. And on this one, the USB cable is a little different. It's a split cable, and the second part of the cable goes, for me anyway, I slung it over the TV because it's an antenna. So just to give it some height, and hopefully it'll work better up there. Is it doing anything? Connecting? It says connecting. Usually when it says connecting, you would see that kind of Wi-Fi looking signal over the TVs or over the displays. It would start pulsating, but it's not doing anything, and I'm not sure why. When I tested it, I was holding the phone in my hand and I was pretty far back. And right now though, the phone is here and the antenna is right up here, so I don't know if that's a bad position for the antenna. But in fact, let me try and just move the antenna down here and see if that helps. It says it's trying to connect. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it may be the antenna. It must really need that antenna. Okay, so this project ended up being not as straightforward as I thought it'd be. There were some unexpected outcomes where I didn't expect the AllCast product to be so particular about reception through its antenna. That's what decided it for me, so I went with the Microsoft Display Adapter 2. For my situation, the Microsoft Display Adapter 2 was very plug and play, and everything just worked as expected. I did come up with a wish list of 5 things that would make this setup better, which I'll talk about right now. Okay, one wish list change item is probably the Bluetooth, well, not Bluetooth, but the Logitech keyboard that uses the unified adapter. You see it's not this cable here, it's this black adapter at the end. It's a pretty small device. It's maybe 3/4 inch square, and then it's this shape on the end. It's not that big a deal, but it's something that I would change just because I would rather not have it at all and go with Bluetooth than have to use that adapter. So that's one change. Another wishlist item is probably a more compressed screen layout. You can see here on Chrome browser, YouTube can only show 4 video thumbnails across, whereas on the Chrome browser on my old laptop, it could show 6 thumbnails across. And I guess it's because, on a phone, 4 thumbnails would still be pretty small. But I guess to give you, if they could at least give you the option to make it even more compressed. And I'm sure some people would still want it smaller. But yeah, a more compressed screen layout. Okay, another wishlist item. Auto reconnect of a casted screen. I'm not sure what is the thing that causes this, but if as you can see, I'm casting the phone screen to the television. If I turn off either device, either the phone or the television, and then turn them back on, the screen stops casting, and I can show you that right now. I'll turn off the television. Maybe wait if you turn it on right away, it reconnects. But if you leave it off and maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds and then turn it back on, it'll just be back at that connection screen. Let's try it now. I guess part of it too is the Microsoft display adapter is powered by the TV, so I guess it's turning off. So right now you see it booting back up again with that Microsoft logo. That means the display adapter is restarting. And to get it connected, I mean, at least it's not too hard to get it reconnected. It's just that you have to do it. I have to try and either find out if keeping the Microsoft adapter powered up will keep it from disconnecting, or if there's a software way of doing that, something in Android maybe. But well, that's another wishlist item. And my final wishlist item is probably if I could have gotten this phone to work with the LG TV's screen share. That would have been great, because if it had worked, it would have eliminated having to get a streaming device that would allow the phone to stream to the TV. I could just use the LG TV's streaming. And if anything, I'm probably going to test that out and see if I can somehow figure out how to get it to work, and if there's some workaround. But for now, that's my last wishlist item. Overall though, I can live with the new setup. It took a couple days of use before I felt comfortable. A lot of things are the same, mostly because a lot of my computing is done online, so it was more a matter of getting used to using an Android interface with a keyboard than it was trying to learn something new. So this is my repurposed Android computer. If you enjoy projects like this, be sure to subscribe by clicking the button down below. That's all for now.